Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Katie Thurston, a former Bachelorette star, has an exciting update to offer about her cancer struggle. She has done her best to maintain a brave face in the midst of adversity, and now she has some major news. So what is it? Stay tuned for additional information. Katie Thurston, who previously appeared on The Bachelorette, has had a difficult year. She had to confront her mortality after discovering she had breast cancer. Furthermore, the cancer migrated to her liver, advancing to stage 4. This was upsetting to hear, but she realized she needed to move on with her life. Katie and her fiancé, Jeff Arcuri, eventually married in a tiny, personal ceremony. She also preserved her eggs in case the procedure affected her fertility. Not everyone has this benefit, some must seek treatment before retrieving anything. Katie has been quite open about her experiences throughout her trip. She aims to raise publicity for her cause, which is great. At the same time, Katie has set aside time for a large and exciting project that she is eager to share with her followers. She has collaborated with the Little Words Project, which designs inspirational jewelry. Katie hopes to raise funds for a non-profit organization dedicated to increasing awareness of advanced breast cancer, equity in research, and patient support. Katie Thurston contributed to the creation of the bracelet, and the four was inspired by fans. They told her to work on something for stage 4 cancer, and she delivered an astonishing result. The Bachelorette's design is still in the works, but it will be stunning when it goes online. Her story has inspired so many people, and this is a cute way to spread the word and donate contributions. It is unknown whether Katie will continue to collaborate. The best thing about the Little Words Project is that anyone can make something important and unique. In addition to bracelets, inspirational charms can be produced and purchased. In addition, they are fairly priced, with some costing only $25. The Bachelorette alum is overjoyed to be able to make this happen, and given her narrative and name recognition, it is sure to be a huge hit. It wouldn't be shocking if her former co-stars came out to support her, but only time will tell. Are you happy about Katie's new project, and will you purchase a bracelet from the Bachelorette alum? Please share your ideas in the comments below. Katie Thurston had always been known as a bold, witty, and unfiltered presence ever since her first appearance on the Bachelor franchise, and while the world had grown accustomed to her cheeky humor and outspoken nature, the past year had revealed a different side of her, one that blended resilience with vulnerability in a way that moved even her most casual fans. It had all started with what she thought would be a routine checkup. She had been feeling tired more often than usual, a little out of breath when climbing stairs, and there had been a faint, persistent discomfort in her right breast that she'd brushed off as nothing more than hormonal fluctuations. Katie was not the type to panic over every symptom. If anything, she was prone to minimizing them. But after months of telling herself she was fine, a nudge from her then-boyfriend, now husband Jeff Arcuri pushed her to schedule an appointment. That decision would end up changing everything. The first mammogram led to an ultrasound, then to a biopsy, and before she could fully process the whirlwind of tests, she was sitting in a cold, sterile room hearing the words that would echo in her head for weeks: "It's breast cancer." Her heart had seemed to stop in that moment. She remembered staring at the oncologist's lips moving, trying to absorb the flood of medical jargon that followed. Words like tumor, aggressive, treatment plan, chemotherapy, and prognosis tumbled together, overwhelming her. But it wasn't until she heard stage 4 and liver metastases that the severity truly sank in. For days afterward, Katie went through what she later described as waves of reality crashes. She'd wake up in the morning, remember she had cancer, and feel the weight of that truth press into her chest like a boulder. The knowledge that the disease had already traveled from her breast to her liver made it clear this wasn't going to be an easy fight, and it wasn't going to be one she could simply beat in the traditional sense. Still, she refused to let herself crumble completely. She cried, yes, more than she ever thought possible, but she also resolved early on that she was not going to hide away from the public eye or from her community. She knew that talking about her diagnosis, sharing her journey, and allowing others to see both the messy and the beautiful parts of the battle could make a difference for someone else. Her fiancé Jeff became her rock during those early months. The two had met after her time as the Bachelorette, and though Jeff had known her in the context of the bright lights and glamorous events, he proved just as committed when their lives shifted into hospitals and infusion centers. They decided not to put their wedding on hold indefinitely. Instead, they opted for a small, intimate ceremony surrounded by only their closest family and friends. The day was far from the traditional reality TV wedding spectacle. There were no cameras, no elaborate set pieces, no publicists hovering. Instead, there were handwritten vows, soft music, and a deep sense of gratitude that they had this moment at all. Katie wore a simple, elegant dress with her hair in loose waves, her makeup minimal, and Jeff's eyes never left her face as they promised to love each other through whatever came next. Around the same time, Katie made another life-changing decision. She underwent an egg retrieval procedure. Chemotherapy, while vital in slowing the progression of her cancer, carried a high risk of affecting fertility. She wanted to give herself the option, however uncertain, of having biological children in the future. The process was grueling, involving hormone injections and repeated early morning appointments, but she emerged from it feeling empowered. "It's not about controlling everything," she told her followers during one of her candid Instagram live sessions. "It's about keeping doors open, even when it feels like so many are closing." As she settled into a routine of treatments, some days at the infusion center, some days at home resting between cycles, Katie began looking for ways to stay connected to the world beyond her diagnosis. She had always been a believer in channeling energy into creative and meaningful projects, and she wanted something that could both lift her spirits and make a tangible impact. That's when the opportunity with the Little Words project came along. The company specialized in crafting delicate yet meaningful bracelets, each adorned with an inspirational word or phrase, designed to be worn, cherished, and eventually passed on to someone else who might need encouragement. Katie had been a fan of their mission for years, but when they reached out about a potential collaboration, she knew instantly that this was the right time and the right cause. From the start, she insisted that the bracelet reflect not only her personal journey but also the broader reality of living with advanced breast cancer. Many awareness campaigns, she pointed out, tended to focus on early detection and survivorship narratives, which were undeniably important but left little room for the stories of those who were living with stage 4 disease. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe my channel and do not miss any update.